is personal. It all boils down to who you believe. Who's the victim in this situation?
We listen to Keivn Owens, clearly says he's the victim.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Marieville, Quebec, Canada, weighing 266 pounds, Keivn Owens!
I think any psychologist would salivate at digging into the issues between Owens and Zayn.
Salivating psychologist? I don't even want to see one of those. I think you don't need a psychologist to figure this out. Two guys that are both jealous of each other.
Keivn Owens getting set to go one-on-one with the real American Jack Swagger. It's our featured matchup on Main Event. And it's on the way next.
Don't slap that guy, please. Don't do it. Don't do it, Keivn.
From Perry, Oklahoma, weighing 275 pounds, he's a real American, Jack Swagger.
I know you love this guy, Rich. You with your hand over your heart.
Well, not the first time that Swagger and Owens have gone one-on-one.
You know why? Not many people like Jack Swagger. All the WWE superstars, they go out of their way to get a match with him. Go ahead and say what you said about him a while ago.
Clearly agitated Keivn Owens. Gentleman who sees others as objects he can use for his own benefit. Sami Zayn falls firmly into that category.
Wait a minute, you're just, that's like, you're lumping everybody into that category? He obviously doesn't like you, Bruce. It's because of the things you say about him. You compliment the guy every once in a while, just say something nice about his wrestling ability. He might treat you better.
Former Intercontinental Champion is certainly
that's the best you can say about him? That's the nicest thing you can say? He's a former Intercontinental Champion?
He's certainly one of the best when it comes to in-ring competition. As far as his scruples, that's another thing to be desired.
You of all people are going to question someone's scruples?
Comes across, you see him on Twitter, comes across as such a loving family man, always talking about spending time with his kids. But when it comes to, look at it, Sami Zayn, a guy who was the best man at Kevin's wedding.
Now what are you saying?
He knifed him in the back.
Now what are you saying now? Are you saying that Keivn Owens is a lousy father?
I'm saying he's a lousy friend.
I hate the people.
This is with a clothesline right there, Jack Swagger putting his size on display, the shoulder right into Owens.
I'll tell you a little story real quick here. One time I was driving down the highway, and I was in my car, and all of a sudden, I looked down, I couldn't swerve. I ran over a snake. I accidentally ran over a snake, and I looked in my rearview mirror, the snake was writhing around, rolling around, and I felt bad. I pulled over, I got out of my car, I got the snake, I picked it up, I put it in a box, I took it home, and I nursed that snake back to health. It was injured real bad. I nursed it back to health. And finally, I was picking the snake up to let it go back out, and you know what that snake did? It bit me. That snake bit me. I looked down and I said, what are you doing? You bit me after all I did to nurse you back to health? You know what that snake said? You knew I was a snake when you picked me up. That's the same situation with Keivn Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn knew what kind of guy Keivn Owens was when he tried to befriend him.
They were friends for, more than a decade. They traveled the country together. They grew up in Canada, worked the independent circuit together. and had a shared goal of making it here to WWE.
And then when Keivn Owens made it, Sami Zayn got insanely jealous.
Sami Zayn got here first, King.
Watch out.
Oh, no. No, look out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, right.
Oh, boy.
Keivn Owens continuing the assault on the Real American Jack Swagger.
Did you expect anything less?
Cold and calculating. A somewhat methodical approach by Owens. The chin lock, and in recent weeks he has called himself the headlock master. We talked a little bit about that before.
Call himself anything he wants.
Really loves to slow down the tempo of a match. And we'll look to do that against Sami Zayn this Sunday at Payback. You talk about Keivn Owens trying to put the spotlight on himself. Think about this, King. Sami Zayn earned probably the biggest victory since arriving on Raw this past week. He had a big win over Rusev. And what happened? Keivn Owens had to ruin that moment once again. He attacked him from behind.
Look, this thing has already gotten to a boiling point. You can expect anything to happen between Sami Zayn and Keivn Owens now. I'm telling you, Sunday at Payback is going to be no exception. Oh, Sami Zayn needs to get over it. This is not Facebook, and Keivn Owens is not his friend. Whoa, this is the WWE.
Swagger pulling the ropes down. Owens crashing to the outside, and Swagger with an opening.
Oh, watch out, he's getting ahead of steam. Oh, man! Keivn Owens down on the deck hard. Jack Swagger's a big raw bone guy. Wow,
What a collision!
When you get Jack Swagger angry at you, he can do some damage. Here he comes. Oh! Excuse me, I felt that an ankle lock in person. Oh no!
Swagger planting Owens.
Keivn Owens is deflated like Tom Brady. Watch out here. Oh my gosh!
Wow, what a clothesline!
Oh my gosh!
End over end goes Owens into the cover. Somehow stays in it.
How did Owens kick out of that? Watch this clothesline. Oh my God, he turned Owens inside out.
Calculating. Owens drew Swagger to the outside and planted him with a kick.
Man, Jack Swagger may be knocked unconscious.
Swagger's trying to catch his breath as the count continues up to the 6 count.
That kick caught him right under the chin. I don't think he's going to be able to get up.
Swagger barely rolls back in, beating the 10 count as Owens misses with the senton.
I know what you're thinking. Let's talk a little bit about the resiliency of Jack Swagger now. How did he make it back in? Wow!
Owens going for the cannonball and Swagger dodged that.
Oh no! Swagger bomb!
Whoa! He beat so close.
Oh man! It's got to take a lot out of Jack Swagger right there. He just knew he had this match won. You know what's going through his mind right now? Can I do it? Can I beat Keivn Owens? Do I have what it takes?
Look at right here. Owens going for that corner cannonball. Swagger out of the way. And turning it into the Swagger bomb.
Hit it with perfection, but it still didn't keep Keivn Owens down. Keivn Owens wrapped around that bottom rope like that snake I was telling you about earlier.
Can you imagine the mood that Owens would be in this Sunday if he falls here this week to Swagger?
He'll be in a horrible mood. That could be the worst thing that would ever happen to Sami Zayn if Jack Swagger wins this match. Oh no.
Swagger looking for a superplex.
You better block that at all costs. Swagger, he's tough, he's strong, he's raw bone, but that's a load to try to get off your feet.
Critical moment of the matchup. Headbutt sends Swagger flying, and Keivn
Are you kidding me?
Frog splash!
Squashed! But
Swagger gets the shoulders up.
how is he doing that?
Look at this.
Brother, you don't want to look at that if you're Jack Swagger. You don't want to see that coming down on you. think Keivn Owens thinks that was a 3 count. Should have been. I'm sure you got something else up your sleeve there, Owens. Not wearing sleeves.
Swagger wants to get back in this matchup. Owens.
He's got it.
Into the Patriot lock.
Oh no!
Can he get it cinched in? Yes!
Ow!
Owens went for that pop-up powerbomb. Beautiful.
He's gonna have to tap here.
Beautiful reversal by
Get to the
Swagger.
ropes. Get to the ropes.
That's locked in tight.
Find his own hand to try to. Oh, there he made it. He made it. Whoa. Swagger trying to pull him back to the center of the ring, but he's holding on to that ring apron. He's done some damage to that ankle.
Oh no!
What? What?
Did you? Come on, King. He poked at the eyes of Swagger.
I didn't see that.
Pop-up powerbomb.
I saw that. That's it.
Here is your winner, Keivn Owens.
What a valiant victory. Keivn Owens barely able to stand on that leg, but somehow hung in there. Why don't you get up and congratulate the man, Rich? He's going to come over here. Congratulate him. Here's your chance.
Oh, look at this. Swagger had the Patriot lock cinched in. Was able to break the count, but behind the official's back. King, watch here. Look close.
I'm looking. I see it. I'm looking here at Keivn Owens. He's sitting right here on our announce table. Can you not congratulate the man on that victory, Rich?
Owens poked
Look at
Swagger
that.
right in the eye and turned it into the pop-up powerbomb.
He'll do anything to rain on somebody's parade. Hey,
Keivn Owens once again victorious.
See there?
Fights through the pain of the ankle lock.
See there?
Keivn Owens, the headlock master, greatest WWE superstar of all time. We'll see you next week on Main Event. I can do your own job better, damn it. Hey, King.
He does a better job than you, Rich. Well, that's going to about do it for us here at Main Event as Keivn Owens walks off with another victory. We'll see how he does Sunday at Payback.